Welcome to Northlight Shorts 2. We're going to talk about Wait in the Car, which is a music video short directed by yourself.
Yes.
So please introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about the film or the music video.
So I'm Damien Hyde. I'm the writer, co-DOP and director. So this is collaboration with Scott Matthews, who's a Wolverhampton singer-songwriter. It's like the fifth thing we've done together now. So along the kind of road of making the music videos, we always knew Scott had a super fan in Guy. So it was always something we had in the bank, basically, to be able to kind of dip into when we wanted. So this was always kind of a special song, and we knew we were kind of keeping it, the release, for something that we'd kind of build up to. And we texted him and said, would you fancy it? And gave him a little plot outline, and he drove himself there, he paid for his flights, he kind of ate a meal deal and he was happy with it, and he kind of just went to Torquay, shot it over 2 days and pulled lots of favours, and it kind of worked out, thankfully.
That's absolutely fantastic. It seems like a very personal story to everyone involved.
Yes.
How difficult was it measuring each other's, yours, Scott's, Guy's kind of personal artistic impression of the story you wanted to tell, given how personal some of those subject matters were?
I mean, I've certainly had dealings with grief. Lost my father in like 2018. So I think to some degree this was perhaps a kind of a roundabout way of kind of touching upon that and kind of working out like what closure is. It's a strange one because to Scott the song is all about kind of emotional stasis. So it was my kind of reading that what's the instigator of that, and there's a line in there and it says something along the lines of the past's too big a place to follow us now. So that for me was finding a reason for him to be kind of like stunted and have this period of nothing happening and kind of needing to kind of find closure in order to kind of move forward. And the kind of road movie in the car, it's a nice kind of allegorical, to kind of wait in the car is to do nothing, to wait and not live a life. So, the sadness of that and what you're missing out on, basically.
I really enjoyed how many of the shots were shots that felt like living in moments of still photography, that kind of very artistic, almost still image with just that little hint of movement in. Was that something that was storyboarded, or was that something that you got there and you thought, no, I just want to sit with this image for a little while?
So the original song was based on a Robert Frank picture. It was like a 1950s, had a series called The Americans. So the original song was based on that. So that was our kind of, there's certainly a kind of inspiration, and it's the monochrome look and the kind of Americana feel that we were trying to go for, very much all stem from that. But the start of the thing, there's kind of each of the locations we start with in a very still nature, and I wanted to almost kind of like create a sandbox and have these places without Robert beforehand, and reflect the stillness of his life, the stillness of his existence, and kind of, so when he is within these places and when he is kind of like using, putting the objects down and kind of giving these places new meaning and using memory and so on, it kind of it kind of lifted it. So it's very much about absence, and that stillness is significant of, or representative of the wife or the partner or all that. So, the small moments.
You seem like a very thoughtful man.
Oh, bless you.
What's next for you? Like, what are you going to turn that attention, that kind of thoughtfulness onto?
It was weird. So I was at the BFI last week, and I had a Stuart Gordon memoir, the horror director from the 80s, made like Reanimator and so on. And I had a book on children in cinema. And I had 20 quid, and I knew I was going to get something. And I kind of, those two options were leading to two scripts, two short films. And hopefully whatever cachet we have from this and going forward, that can lead to one or the other. One of them being a very schlocky, Lovecraftian horror movie, which is nothing like anything that's happened before, and the other one being a kind of Bildungsroman, poetic realist black country set, so just outside Birmingham, kind of trauma-based thing. So I think we're going to veer in that way and kind of, yeah, I don't know. We're not sure, but hopefully it will lead to a short. We've got a great team of people, local filmmakers, local focus pullers. All the people are there to do the job. So it's a case of just trying to find a little money, get a really tight script together and.
Awesome, thank you. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, but we'll chat more in the screen after the film.
All right, thank you. Yep.